Good morning, scavengers. This is James. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Jessica will be joining me here in just a little bit. We are having a great day. I hope you are too. I hope y'all are having a great week so far. She probably could, but she doesn't have as much experience as you do, Tina. Just saying. So, Ma Powell is the first one in the chat today. Hello, Ma. Thank you for joining us. Jerry Pollitt, thank you for coming. Hope you're having a great day. Kathy, thank you always for coming and joining us. We appreciate your support. Hope you're having a great day. Hello, Tim. Hey, I thought you would like it. It's not how to kill your husband, it's how not to. So, you turn out good on that. And hello, Devin. Hope you and having a good day. Oh, and Lady Luck Junk. Good morning, Danica. Hope y'all are fantastic. I can't wait till you and Lisa start to show up again. Missed the Saturday night specials. Hello, Joy. Your package is on the way. I put it in the mail today. So got a whole bunch of packages mailed today. Got some more going out tomorrow. Yours was one of them. Casual Flipper. Hello. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining us. Hope y'all are having a great day. We're getting caught up on my backlog of shipping. I actually got almost everything that we sold this weekend is actually either shipped or already on the way out the door. Most of it's just catching up the backlog from when Jessica was sick and I was taking off to help her. Still catching up on some of that shipping. But we're almost all caught up. So, and actually, Joy, all of yours from all of your auction lots are in one package. I got it all in one package, and so it's all together. So, did I have anything coming? Well, let me see. You got some pictures coming. You've got 2 lots for my auction this week. So, yeah, you got something coming too. But it's in tomorrow's packages. It didn't go out today. It'll be going out tomorrow. Gave myself a headache when Ma read that to me. I did a face palm. She was laughing so dang hard. Hello, Alma. Thank you for joining us today. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. I've been playing around with a little video editing myself, and this is a little piece that I made for my other channel, but I thought it was cool. This is actually kind of my logo for the new channel. And the backdrop is actually the state capitol here in Austin, Texas, just down the road. I thought that was cool. It's just a short little intro clip. It's called a stinger clip or an intro clip. It's just a little bitty clip, but I made that today or yesterday. Fun little projects like that occupy my time. And actually, some people were asking me because another YouTuber that I follow showed how to make a logo like that in a different program than I use. And I had some people asking me if the program I use could do it. So I said, I don't know. We'll see. So I went and played with it, made one and recorded how I did it. So that'll be going up on my other channel later on. So I thought that was a fun little project though. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. And Lisa, Copper State Treasures in the house. Thank you for joining us, Lisa. I hope you're having a great day. Hope Jason is doing well. I hope you're doing okay. Are you and Victoria going to be doing y'all show on Friday by chance? I miss y'all. I miss both of your shows. I missed the Friday night show and the Saturday night show. Did you find out why there is a ghost in your office? I saw some of that video. I thought it was Danica messing with us. I thought she was like, doing stuff off the screen to mess with everybody. Just saying. I don't know. Never seen a ghost. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the auction side of our business, and been having some questions from various sources. We did a video kind of doing the basic overview of our auction processes, and I've gotten some more specific questions going on. So I thought I'd talk today about, first of all, 5 things that you need to do, kind of 5 steps of preparing for an auction, and then 3 things that we do that other people don't do that can mean the success or failure of your auction in a lot of cases. And it can really help you to get people into your auctions and keep people interested in your auctions. And this is some things that we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of those things than we did in our last video. No, James, I left the office. Did you see something? Well, it looked like something moving around in there, but like I said, I thought it was you messing with everybody. Hello, Marie. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you're doing all right. Hope Justin's okay. So, as we get into running auctions on our YouTube channels, there's a lot of things that you can do to help enhance your auctions. I see a lot of people that are trying to run auctions and then they're getting upset because maybe they only got 5 or 10 people. And I've been seeing some auctions that have been running auctions almost as long as I have, and they're still only getting 5, 10, 15 people in an auction. And we've been getting anywhere from 20 up to, I think the most we ever had was we hit about 60 people in our auction one time. But I see other channels that are, bigger than ours that are getting about those kind of numbers and maybe getting up to maybe 100, 150, 200 people. And they have, thousands of subscribers on their channel versus me having, less than 1,000 and we're getting 50 to 60 in there. So, I've been breaking down though, what are the ones that are doing really well, that are getting the people in there, that are getting really good bids and getting real sales versus the ones that don't. What are some of the things that we've done on our auctions personally that have been more successful? Because some of our auctions have been more successful than others. And honestly, like lately, I've been so running ragged with everything else. Some of my auctions have been kind of thrown together, and I'm constantly looking at how can I improve my own business. And so these are just some of the things that we've been coming up with that we need to improve on, that we're trying to improve on ourselves. And I just want to share it so that other people can maybe looking at doing some of these things in their business to help them improve their auctions and their chance of success at auctions. One of the things that we have done is we try to go through a process. So I got like a 5-step process that I go through to set up for an auction before we ever run an auction. So step 1 is, of course, just setting up your lots. What are you going to sell? Before you even, put together the auction, promote the auction, figure out what you're going to sell at the auction and figure out how many lots you want to sell. And one of the things that I have figured, just based on averages, this is not a hard, fast number, but based on the averages I've seen, if you want to sell, say, 10 lots, put together 20. If you want to sell 15 lots, put together 30. Have 30 lots ready to go. And the reason why is because in my experience, we sell on average about half of our lots. I have some auctions that have sold every lot we put together, and I've had some auctions that we didn't sell maybe 1 or 2 lots. But on average, most of our auctions, we're selling about half, as an average across the board, about half of the lots we put together and put up for auction. So if you bring 30 unit lots to auction, you have a better chance at having something somebody's looking for. So try to have some variety in the types of lots that you have, unless you're doing very specific campaigns of marketing to bring specific people in. When you're doing the niche specific, I like doing the niche specific auctions, but you have to do very precise marketing to get the right people into your auction and get that auction in front of the people that are going to be interested in buying what you have. And so leave me a comment in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment down in the comments. Have you tried to run an auction yet? And if so, what kind of success did you have? Did you sell a lot? Did you not sell a lot? Did you think you should have done better? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think and what your experience has been with running an auction. You're going to try your flea market this weekend, but of course it's supposed to rain. Well, that happens sometimes, Marie. Been busy. We're good. Good. I'm glad to hear that y'all are doing good. We've all been busy. I know what you mean. We are running ourselves ragged trying to play catch up since Jessica's starting to feel better. She still has her good days and bad days. She's still not completely back to 100% yet, but she's probably running at about 75% right now, which is better than she was. That nude woman that came on. Yeah, Kathy got flashed again. So one of the first things we want to do is we want to set up our lots. And the reason you want to set up your lots before you even start promoting your auction is because once you know what you're going to bring to sale, then the next step, and this is something I haven't done in the last couple of auctions, but I have found that the auctions I've done this has been some of the most productive auctions I've done, is you want to do a auction preview. And so one of the things that we do is you can either do some photographs and post it out online. What I like to do is I do an auction preview video. I take that video, post it up here on our YouTube channel. I might take some clips of that video, post them out on Facebook, post them out on, you can start putting them on YouTube Shorts if you have that function available. You can post them on Instagram videos, take little clips, take little sections. So maybe you're going to show all of your lots in one video on YouTube, but maybe you take each lot one at a time and list them on your Instagram, list them on Facebook, put them on TikTok if you got TikTok. You want to spread the word about your auction. That's what those videos are about. It's about spreading the word, getting it out to as many different places as you can, and then directing people back to your auction page. So once you have those lots set together, once you do that preview video, you want to go ahead and set up your stream for the auction ahead of time. Go ahead and make your thumbnail, get everything lined up so that people can come and set a reminder for that auction. The other thing is you want to do some keyword research and try to get that auction ranking in search. I've had a couple of my auctions when I set them up 2 or 3 days ahead of time and I optimize them for live auction keywords. I can get it ranking in YouTube search so that when I goes live, then I start showing up for anybody during that time that's searching for an auction. So you want to do that, kind of optimize your page. But then the other thing is you've got to get out there and find the right buyers for the lots that you have. So if you're selling a lot of crafting supplies, you may not want to go to just reselling people and tell them about your auction. Get on the crafting channel. Like, what kind of crafting supplies do you have? If you've got quilting supplies, maybe you're selling a bunch of fabric or, quilting thread or quilting patterns or whatever you've got, then get on some of the quilting channels and talk to some of the people there and let them know you're having an auction. If you're doing crafting, general crafting stuff, get on some of the general crafting channels and let people know. Get in groups on Facebook. We just spent, we do this right before our live streams. We also do it before our auctions. I spent about the last hour before I go live for a live stream or an auction, going on to Facebook, Instagram, and other sites, Twitter, and promoting the video and letting people know that we're fixing to go live. And for an auction, especially if you have 2 or 3 days notice, start promoting it 2 or 3 days before so that people know about it and can start getting ready for it. and then people can check out your preview video and they can come and see what you've got. That's one of the biggest things. The biggest auction we ever had, we had over 60 people show up. And that's we had the lots set up, we had everything, all these things that I'm talking about, we did spot on, and it was the best auction we ever did. And in that one auction, I mean, we made some pretty good money. People got some really great deals. We got a lot of stuff done, and the reason that auction was so successful was because we did all these things I'm talking about. And that's one of the things I do. I break down and I go back and analyze everything that I've done and said, okay, this is why I struggled on this auction, this is why I struggled on that one, and this is why this one went so easy, because we did all these things ahead of time that set us up for success. One of the things that we did on that auction, and that we've done in some of our previous auctions, I haven't done it lately because I've been rushing to get things out, but and I talked about this in my last video on auctions, but you want to sit down and write just a notepad document of all of your auction lots, what your starting bid are, how many pieces are in the lot, what you've got, and do a short description of each lot. Copy and paste that into the description of your video so that people can see what's coming up for sale. If you do that, then you're going to be prepared. People can look really quickly at your description and see what you've got coming up and see what's going to happen. And they can decide early on if they want to stick around and see what's coming up or not. And you may not even you might even have a few extra lots, and I'll even put in there, these items are up for sale. We also may have some additional items that are not listed. That way I might, have something that come up at the last minute. Maybe we came across something at the last minute and throw something up. Sometimes somebody will ask about something in my eBay store, and I'll pull it off my eBay shelf and auction it off. So, we've done that before. So hello, Lone Star Picker Louie. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining us. So, and those are just some of the things that we're doing to build our auctions, to get the word out and to bring people into our auction. That's the whole thing. Everything you're doing before the auction is about trying to make sure you're set up for a successful auction. So set up your lots, get out and promote, do that preview video, promote the preview video, and then promote the stuff. Cut out your preview video into clips and post it on all the social media sites so that more and more people can find it, and then set up that document in your description. One of the most underutilized pieces of everybody's videos I see on this niche in general is the description of your videos. And titles and descriptions are the most important things to YouTube search, but it's also important to viewers knowing what's going on your channel. If you read my descriptions, I've got at least 2 or 3 paragraphs in my description describing what's coming up in the content. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff that's in every single one of my videos. It's called a default setting, which I have set up in YouTube, and it automatically puts that in every video that I put out. And I've got things like, I've got my merch page, my Facebook page, I've got affiliate links to some of the gear we use for our equipment and stuff for recording. But we also have just description, just general information so that people can contact us and all that stuff. And that's all set up in my description on every video. That way people can find it. And then, especially if you're doing an auction, you want a really good description in there so people know what they're going to find when they come to that auction. So hope that these tips are going to be helpful to y'all. There's 3 things that we do that I don't see a lot of other people doing. One is, I do see people that are doing preview videos, but they're not breaking them up and sending them out. They're not, repurposing that content on other platforms. They're just posting it on YouTube and then leaving it there. Take those videos and you can break it down into clips and post it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the other social media platforms, directing people back to your main video so that they can see the whole thing. And drip those out over time. Don't post them all at once. You drip them out over a couple of days so that it gets people's minds going and gets people interested in what you're saying. The other thing is, and by the way, there's tools out there that automate all that. So you can set it all up at one time, but it drips it out over several days. You don't have to sit there, for 2 or 3 days on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. There's tools out there that you can use to set all that up and automate it. So you set it all up at one time, and then it all goes out, and it's really easy. And then you get that automation, putting that description in your video. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't do. It really helps. I've done a lot of auctions where I didn't do it, and those auctions haven't performed nearly as well as the auctions that I did do it. Part of it's especially like I try to kind of figure out, okay, these were the better lots, because whenever I look at lots, whenever I put together lots for an auction, I already have an idea of what I think those lots are going to sell for in my mind. So I try to take what I consider the better lots, the ones that I think that are going to sell better, and I scatter them throughout the auction. I don't want all the good lots at the beginning. I don't want all the good lots at the end. I want them scattered throughout. So that way it'll keep people engaged in the auction longer. It'll help you get, if you're trying to build view time on your channel, it's going to help increase your view time because it's going to keep more people on your channel longer. But it's also going to let people know if this is going to be an auction that they want to sit around for, or are they going to waste 2 or 3 hours of their time sitting in an auction and there's nothing coming up that they're interested in. And honestly, I want people to watch my channel. I want people to stay. I want you guys to be engaged in the chat and having fun. And if all you're doing is coming to have fun and engage in the chat, that's cool. I'm great with that. But at the same time, when we're doing an auction, we're about the business, we're about the sale. So I really want more people that are here because they're interested in what we're selling, and less people that are here just to hang out and have fun. I don't mind y'all coming out and having fun. So I don't want y'all to think that I don't want y'all around when we're doing an auction, but I'm just saying I want more people that are here for the auction itself when we're running an auction, because it's, when we're running an auction, it's business time. Hello, Melissa. Yes. Flipping Hustler. Hello. Hope you're having a great day. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. That was kind of the things that I wanted to talk about. Usually that's for those of y'all that are new here that haven't been to some of our recent lives. A change we made a few months ago is we kind of spend the first 20 to 30 minutes sharing something we've learned about in our business. And this is like today we're talking about, how we set up for auctions, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. And when I did some research and looked into people searching for it on YouTube, I found out there's a lot of people searching for it and nobody answering the questions. So that's why I decided to make a video answering some of the questions that I ran into doing my research over the last few days.
That's right. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Joy. Hi, everybody. I'm back in the chat.
So that's a change we made to our live streams. We're trying to add that value-added content. We want our videos, especially our live streams, to add value. We don't want to just be a hangout where people are just chilling and not really learning anything or not doing anything. So
hey, I'm fine with chilling out.
and we have that portion. That's what I was getting to. So we usually do about the first 20 or 30 minutes of that, and then now what we're going to do is we're just going to do quick questions and answers, chit chat. If anybody has any questions for us about our business, Jerry, anyone having Google trouble? Google has blocked all my subscriptions from my email.
Hi, Tim.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you're talking about, are you talking about YouTube subscription notifications? Because there was an email that went out about a month and a half ago that they were discontinuing the email notifications for YouTube videos. They're still getting notifications through your news feeds here on the YouTube platform itself, but they're no longer emailing those notifications because most people were not opening them and were marking them as spam. So they discontinued doing that across the platform. Yeah, that was an announcement. YouTube made that announcement about a month and a half ago that they were canceling that part. The notifications are still there. They're just not going to your email. They're now on the platform. So you get them in your news feed. You still get them in your history, in your subscription feed. But you can't get that email anymore. They've completely shut it off. You can't even opt in to get it that way anymore.
He says, "Oh, thank you. I was wondering."
Yeah, it was a change that YouTube made in the platform. And a lot of it was just because most of it, I think they said less than 0.5% of the people that were getting those emails were actually opening them. Less than 0.5, less than 0.5% of the millions of people on YouTube were actually opening those emails. So they discontinued that feature.
There's flash on the screen, but if I miss it, I lost it. They flash on the screen, but if I miss it, I lost it, is what he says.
That could be in your notification settings, not in the email settings, but in your YouTube notification settings. So you would have to look into your notification settings on YouTube.
Well, I let James have y'all for a little bit because, let's face it, he knows a lot more about stuff than I do. Hi, Rhonda. So I just told him I was going to step away and I'd come back a little bit later in his broadcast.
And for those of y'all that don't know, Rhonda, who is our Gergman, and Cha-Cha, who is the Junking Data Girl, have just finished a 24-hour-long live stream. They have been on live stream for the last 24 hours.
Are they going to go live again?
I told them that they needed to do a 72-hour instead of 24.
Take one.
Quit being wusses. Just get out there and do it. Go for the long tail content. Don't go for that short form 1 day content.
Yeah, let's see Storage Scavenger do a 72-hour and see what happens.
I couldn't get away with it because I can't sit at the computer for 72 hours.
No, he wouldn't. He would be able to. I don't know, but I got a tune in my head.
I got kids to take care of.
Jonathan had that tune stuck in my head.
Hello, Betty Webb. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hello, Carlton. I didn't see y'all come in.
Hi, Carlton.
Hello, Joyce. Hope y'all are having a great day. Thank y'all for joining us. If anybody's got any questions for us about your YouTube channel or about your storage auctions or about running auctions on your channel, or
ask him.
Ask us. Just
ask him.
Why is the sky blue? I don't care. Whatever questions y'all got.
Don't ask me. Ask him. He's the one.
Uh-oh. You're mad at me, James. Uh-oh. What do I do now?
Uh-oh. Betty, what did he do? Even I don't know what he did.
Maybe because she hasn't got her letter in the mail yet.
What letter?
She has a thank you card on her way.
Oh.
Going live. Are you coming over for a while? I'm not sure yet. It's going to depend on several factors when we get down here. Rut-row.
If he does, Kathy, I'm going to limit him because
I made that comment about me knowing what that cassette player was. Well, that cassette player isn't that old.
Oh yeah, we know what a cassette player looks like.
I'm old enough to know what that cassette player is.
There's some stuff that I forget, Betty, when I'm like sitting there. I was like, oh yeah, I remember
you gotta realize,
when I was a kid.
There are a few of these young bucks that come in here that have never seen anything older than a DVD. I can do better or an MP3. I actually ran into somebody the other day that didn't know what CDs were. They only knew about MP3 players and digital devices.
Well, remember whenever TV was back in our Betty and anybody who might be older around our age might remember this, but TV did not run 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you remember
they
when
right at midnight and would play the Star Spangled Banner.
You'd get the fuzz or the you get the little bars that went across and beep.
Yeah.
Or then you'd get the
old enough to
some
remember.
channels would just put the flag up there and play the Star Spangled Banner all night.
When did that end? Probably when we were what?
Early 80s.
Junior high.
It was in the early to mid 80s is when that kind of stopped.
I remember that. I remember going, oh, I can't watch TV anymore. And then I got excited the first time I realized that it was going on.
A 4-track player. Yeah, I've seen a 4-track player. I've never had my hands on one, but I've seen one.
No, that's not the 8. I'm thinking of the 8-track.
You're talking about 8-track. 8-track. A 4-track is actually older than an 8-track.
No, then I don't know.
Yeah, black and white, and then it went off.
I remember the 8-tracks. I remember the first Nintendo. Was it the first Nintendo game with the Frogger and all that?
Us kids were the
Atari.
remote. And you had the antennas on top, and you would tie foil or hangers or whatever to try to improve your
remote
signal.
controls. You had to turn the TV on from the TV and turn the channel.
That's what he says. The kids were the remote control.
Yep, that was us.
That was me growing up.
That was me too.
These kids don't know, and then they complain about so many people are so caught up in their technology and the instant gratification of having everything. It's like video. Okay, if people have to wait 2 seconds for a video to load, they freak out. I remember my first internet connection. It would take us you would be lucky if you downloaded the video and had it buffered to where you could play it in an hour. And then if you did that for an hour, maybe it would play without stopping.
Right. Or Iris, you had to stand in one certain position and stay there, because if not, you wouldn't get a good signal too. I remember we would play that we would be like, don't get up, because if not, you're gonna mess the signal up.
UHF and VHF. I actually have a UHF VHF TV.
I know what a reel-to-reel is. My dad had one. So
some people are so into, and even people that grew up in our age in the 80s and the 90s, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have the instant gratification that we have now. But even those people have adapted so much of the technology that they're so caught up in instant gratification and having everything right this second, right now. It's like if they wait 2 seconds for a website or a web page to load, they're freaking out like it's broken or something.
Oh, I don't remember that. First internet pay per minute.
That was AOL and what was that other one? There was AOL and another big one that were always competing, and they were giving out a free disc, and you got so many. No, Earthlink came out later, but there was another one that was competing with AOL, and AOL kind of won the battle.
Do you remember, Jerry, which one it was? I remember AOL.
I can't remember. Primaserve or Primus something. I don't remember.
I just remember.
Good night, Rhonda. Hello, Westside Gary.
Hi, Gary.
You have to go back and watch the replay to learn all about our auction setup strategies. You're probably pretty good at it yourself already. You probably know it all because y'all do really great auctions on your channel.
Oh, internet. Lots of laughs. When I was 14.
Was a dial-up connection. When I was 14, we didn't even have a dial-up connection yet.
Yeah.
I was an adult before we had dial-up internet.
Some people don't even know what a pager is. They're like, I remember.
Pager?
Yeah, some people were like, what's that?
Or a rotary phone.
Oh, yeah.
I found one in a storage unit.
Really? You need to keep that. Don't sell it. Don't sell it. Hopefully it works. Because if
I don't even have any way to test it, because most systems now won't run them.
Except for if you have inside the house.
No, even landlines now are digital. They won't run a rotary.
Well,
they won't run a rotary phone.
They say if it gets up, then that's what you need. Oh well. Hold on.
Gilligan's Islands, Monsters, and all them shows. Yep. That's what we grew up on too.
I grew up on that too, Melissa.
PB&J sandwiches.
Heck, someone was humming Three's Company the other day. I was like, I remember watching Three's Company.
Yeah, the kind of credit you need to buy a house. Huh. Yep.
I remember.
You can even get a cell phone
without credit,
without a contract. Hello, Jill. Yep, that's what we grew up in. But so many people have forgotten all that.
Basement and works. Betty does.
So many people have. You have one in the basement and it works. That's cool. Most places they don't work. Just depends.
Right, Melissa? Three's Company.
John Ritter. Gotta love it.
Mr. Roper.
Oh, Mr.
Mrs. Roper.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, and you know how much those 4 lines and ones for your kids cost too back then.
I mean, things have changed
a lot. It was so different.
Yeah, now kids, they don't like to play outside a little bit. They like to play on their video games. We were thrown outside to the dogs and said, don't come back until until
I mean, we had video games
sundown.
You know, when we were
And then
growing
we had
up,
to drink out of the water hose. Anybody remember drinking out of the water hose? That's where you didn't come in to get your drink. You had to drink it outside.
I mean,
Water hose.
video games for us was the Atari when we were little. And I didn't have one. That was way too expensive for us to spend that kind of money on that kind of a system.
Hey, Deborah.
So I never had one. But one of my friends did, and we would go and play Pong and Donkey Kong.
The
and
Ataris. I know. I never had one either. They
what
were
was
too
it? The
expensive.
Space Invaders. That was our video games back then. And then kind of grew up a little bit.
Ooh,
then
we
you got the Nintendos, and
Anybody
you got
heard
the
of Cartoon
Segas and
Freeze
the
Tag?
Genesis. Those came out when we were in junior high.
Yeah, we played Cartoon Freeze Tag. Anybody heard of that? Yes, you did that all the time. We played hide and seek too, but our favorite was Cartoon Freeze Tag.
Friend's brother had an Atari. Yeah. I had one of my friends in elementary school had an Atari, but we didn't have one.
I wasn't allowed to play. Go figure.
Pac-Man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my mom had a thing for Pac-Man.
I used to play the crap out of some Pac-Man.
Not me. I'm not very good at it. But my mom, she would go to the laundromat, and there was a Pac-Man Atari game, and my mom went missing. We knew where to find her.
See, you're a youngster. You had Nintendo growing up. We didn't get Nintendo until we were in junior high because it came out while we were in junior high.
Well, she said Nintendo and Atari.
Well, see, the Atari was still around when Nintendo came out. It was old. True. It was starting. It was on its way out.
Now look at what we went through: Atari, Nintendo, 64,
Sega.
But, man, we're old. We
I
went through all.
You got the Nintendo 64. Then you had the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a bad habit. My dad finally banned her joy from going to
But see, the only one I ever had actually was the Nintendo. And my mom, my stepmother, bought a Nintendo for me and my brother so she could play it. So there you go. We had a Nintendo, but we never got to play on it because she was on it all the time.
Didn't we come across some of those games too?
Yep.
We came across some of those games too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we had board games too, Kathy, but
sold them. That was actually some of the stuff that I started my eBay store. When I bought my
Uno was my favorite.
When I first started, one of the things that we found in our storage, we found some old video game stuff. And that's what got me started in the business, was selling some of that old video stuff on eBay.
Right? The duck game where you got to shoot everything.
Duck Hunt.
Yep.
Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers.
So let's talk about...
It was the game that came with the Nintendo.
Let's talk about these board games. I will tell you, I am a sorry loser. Not at first, but I cannot stand Monopoly. I remember one time I played Monopoly and I kept on landing in jail. I counted every single time I passed go, and then 5 minutes later, right in jail 13 times, guys. And finally, I was so mad, I just flipped the game. I went boom. I was like, this game is no fair. But I mean, I didn't mean to be a sore loser, but I really thought I'd get out of jail. But I wasn't. I'd get out of jail, and then I'd come back, and everybody was already getting all the good stuff. I couldn't even get the land. So I hate Monopoly. Cannot stand Monopoly. I will actually ask somebody, will you let me buy that or save that for me or buy that for me? Especially if I land in jail a couple of times. But other than that, I liked Uno until I found out my uncle was cheating at Uno. I don't know how he did it, but he always cheated.
Yeah, Uno. I actually had a Uno deck somewhere. I just don't know where it disappeared to.
Really?
Yeah, I found one in one of the storage units, but then it's probably in the storage over there. That's one of
my favorite games is Uno. I don't know what happened to all my Uno. I've
been up 40 hours. You know what that means? You've only got
coffee?
32 more to go to do your 72.
Or as James likes to say, good morning, scavengers, even though it's not morning, it's like the middle of the evening.
Yeah, those of y'all that get offended by me saying good morning, don't worry, she is too. But it's my thing.
Weren't you taught that morning is morning, night is night?
It's always morning somewhere. It's
And now,
always morning
like
somewhere.
what? It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's a
to
mindset.
drink. Remember,
Morning is
5
a
o'clock
mindset.
somewhere?
It's a mindset game.
Well, I'm just saying. Who's on the Captain
Oh,
High?
Candyland.
Oh yeah, Candyland. I remember Candy. And then they changed Candyland.
Oh, they changed them all.
Yeah, everything is checkers. I was good at checkers. I don't remember. I think I played Rummy once, and then Crazy 8.
I don't remember ever having a Sega channel from the cable company.
There was a Sega channel.
Could have been in their area. There was different channels in different areas, so we had some channels other people didn't have. When we grew up in San Angelo, we had like a set number of channels. We had like
like 3 or 4, like he was saying. I think.
But then when my family moved to Dallas, when we were in junior high, we had like 30 channels. I was like, oh my God, how could you ever have that many TV channels? Now you only have 30 channels?
Now you have
what is wrong with you people?
How many?
We get 30 channels just on our antenna without cable.
Yeah, but do you get this? Why in the heck do they have so many channels? And if you notice, you buy the channels, and then you find yourself flipping through them, and you can't find a darn thing to watch.
Yeah, you got 100 channels, and there's nothing worth watching on TV anyway.
I mean, who does that? They should at least have one channel that you could watch something, especially on Sundays.
Clue. My brother and I used to play Clue all the time.
I have never played Clue, not once. Yeah. I've seen the board game, know what the board game does.
I haven't played it in years, but my brother and I used to play it.
Operation was the one.
Risk was an all-nighter. Yeah, Monopoly's that way for me.
Never played Risk, but I heard it was fun to play.
I was never very good at Monopoly, though. I always lost, and I usually get pissed off before the game was over and quit.
Monopoly?
Yeah.
Hey! You're like me. Give me 5. Yeah, although I have stayed through the full game and I have lost. Don't get me wrong, I have lost, but it's different from losing from like if you're losing, and you're gaining your thing versus being put in jail over 20 something times. After that,
Rock'em Sock'em was awesome. Yep. See, one of my first, and it's part of like,
shoot, those are cool. I remember that. Yeah, but those were in the 90s. Wasn't Rock'em Sock'em in the 90s? Like
he grew up in the 90s. You gotta this is Gary. He's like in his 30s. He's a youngster.
Yeah, aren't those little robots that go like this? I bought those for my kids, my nephews at one time. Boy, I'm not old.
Wow.
Oh.
I never heard it. We never had
that. We never had that. Oh, Tim.
It might have been available. We just never had it.
Tim, no way can I play Monopoly for a week straight. And
see, I get pissed off after the first couple of hours. I can't stand it.
Yeah, my son does. And I don't like Scrabble
I'm
either.
37. He's a young kid.
Yeah, you're still young. You may not remember some of that stuff.
Where were you when the towers fell? Yes, I know exactly where I was at.
I do.
I was at Texas Woodmill Cabinet Shop.
I'll tell you where I was.
I was at a table saw cutting lumber up for trim for a set of cabinets. I know exactly what I was doing the moment the towers fell.
So
I remember that very well.
The moment the towers fell, I was nowhere near James. We were not married. So I was with my oldest son, who is 19 now. He was just turned 3 months old because he's born on the 7th. So the day before, or, he had just turned 3 months. I was sitting on the couch with him when I turned on the TV and my mom was about to go to work and they shut everything down. So, yeah, that's where I was and stayed in front of the Twin Towers for a while and watched it. So,
well, I was on that table saw
very sad.
All of a sudden we heard all this commotion on the radio, and then all of a sudden the owner of the shop, because it's a very small shop, there's about 20 employees. I just remember them closing everything down. And yeah, they came out. Well, they didn't close down. They came out and they told us to shut down the shop for a minute and brought everybody outside. Mainly because it's all dusty in there. And so he told us all what happened. And then we went back to work and finished our day.
Is Family Matters? Isn't that with Steve Urkel?
Yes.
I remember watching Family Matters. I love Steve Urkel.
Did I do that?
I know one of my cousins used to always do that all the time. Oh, not just Regis. Who was a Sally Jesse Raphael? Remember Sally Jesse Raphael? And they took her out too. Who was a stud? Melissa, who was a stud? I missed it.
My cousin is Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
I just sold the complete series of Saved by the Bell on eBay.
Well, that's cool, Melissa, that your cousin is Zach from Saved by the Bell. He's a pretty good actor. I will have to tell you that. I remember watching him. I like that.
He was asleep.
Mario Lopez too. I liked watching him with those dimples. They were both handsome men, actually.
Pumping gas.
They should do a Saved by the Bell reunion, but I don't know how good that would go over because of some of the other people. But that would be cool.
It all depends on if the people are willing to get together or if they had too much drama. That's why they split up.
That's true.
He has the money, but I don't.
Well, that's okay. He can still take you out to eat every once in a blue moon, right?
They just look the same in person. They wear a lot of makeup.
I don't know. They might.
I did have a old garage sale used Lincoln log set until I burned them.
Oh yeah, he almost burned the house down. I've heard the stories.
Yes, I would play cowboys and Indians, and the Indians would shoot their flaming arrows into the Lincoln log.
I believe that. He seems like he's that type of person, Melissa. Just looking at him, he seems like
I was a pyromaniac growing up. I almost burned our house down more than once.
Oh, Iris, I know a lot of people that's on Discord. Oh, that's cool that they sent you a millennial.
There's a lot of YouTube channels that have their own Discords as a place to.
Gary, I like Zach because of the way I like the way Mario Lopez.
Yeah, it was because he was the hottie of the group.
Oh, but that's not his real name.
He was a goofball though. I didn't like really watch the show. I've never been into those kind of TV
Mario
shows.
Lopez or the one that played?
No, Zach.
I didn't think he was a goofball. I thought he was pretty.
No, he was the cocky jock, and I never liked the cocky jock.
No, that was Mario Lopez. But the reason I liked his character so much was because he was always thinking outside of the box, and he was always scheming, and his character was always scheming. I loved that about him.
You are the YouTube Zach.
What?
This is Gary. You're the YouTube Zach.
I loved Zach. Zach was fun. I liked Mario Lopez.
Now, I also remember the price gouging that went on September 11th. We had luckily just filled up our car, so our gas was full. And by the time we were starting to run out of gas, things had kind of calmed down.
I have a better one.
But I remember on our way home, the gas station, back then, you got to remember, back then, gas was running about $1 a gallon. A little over $1 a gallon. September 11th hit, and by the time we got home from work that evening, it was like $1.89. And then they started cracking down on all the gas stations price gouging. And it went back down, and then it went back up, and never went back down. But I remember
didn't
all
they
that.
Do that with COVID too? There was a lot of price gouging with COVID too.
There's always a lot of price gouging whenever there's a crisis or a panic. There's a panic. It causes panic, and people price gouge. People always take advantage of people when they panic.
Wow. I don't know about y'all, but bringing it back, when you say Gilligan's Islands, Green Acres, Bewitched, My Three Sons.
Mr. They don't make TV like that anymore.
Mr. Ed, a horse of a horse, of course, of course.
My Three Sons, Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver. Eddie Haskell. That's what I liked about. I didn't really like Eddie, but I always thought he was kind of funny. Because
I was born in the 70s, so I don't really remember it that well, Kathy.
Remember what? Without well?
No gas in the 70s. They had a gas scare.
Oh, really? Yeah, we were born in the 70s. Wait, I'm not going to say How old?
Yeah, it went up. Well, the other thing, part of that was there was a
Felix
gas
the cat.
overage. There was already some kind of gas overage or something was going on before COVID broke out. So then they had this huge stockpile of gas and they couldn't get rid of it because nobody was going anywhere.
Yes, Mr. Ed Carlton. Yes, I grew up on all of that thanks to my dad. Sanford and Son.
Yeah, one of the things about being in Texas is we have some of the lowest
Jeffersons.
gas prices in the country too. So
Oh,
when we're paying like,
what are we paying right now for
Right.
gas?
I don't know.
Oh, see,
I hadn't even looked in the last couple of days.
Last
'cause I
I
haven't
knew it was
filled
like
up.
$1.72.
Yeah, it's like $1.75 ish right now around here, between $1.70 and $1.75.
Yeah.
We were down to about $1.65, I think was the lowest.
Yeah, so when everybody else was paying like $5 for their gas, we were paying what, like $3?
Hello, Cha Cha, you're still awake. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're hanging in there, drinking some more coffee.
Gary, I liked Married with Children. So did my dad. We watched it all the time.
I couldn't stand that show. I thought it was one of the stupidest things I ever saw.
No, it was
I could not stand Ed Bundy. I thought it was one of the stupidest things I ever saw. I saw like part of one or two episodes.
I love Married with Children. It was funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were just older. I just can't. It's kind of like watching Roseanne, kind of like, but it was a better version. Roseanne was kind of a little bit, I don't know. It was just this, it was funny. I thought it was funny, but I get what you're saying. Al Bundy was not a very nice person.
Hey, Trent, Thrifty Pickers. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining us. I saw you had a video premiere, but I was getting ready for the live stream, so I'm going to go watch it after we're done here.
I didn't get to see it.
Well, like I said, I hadn't seen it yet either. I saw the notification.
Cigarettes for 25 cents? James, you would be rich. We would have like a whole carton of cigarettes right now. Thanks to
let's
you.
go to a time machine, go back and buy some cigarettes and bring them back.
Oh, yeah. I watched Laverne and Shirley and then Happy Days.
Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days. Yeah, those were the days. Back when they had good TV shows.
Hey,
yeah,
Last Man Standing's kind of good.
I mean, even when I was in high school, when I started smoking, cigarettes were like $1 a pack.
They were $1 a pack?
And my mom, I remember my mom swearing, oh, if they ever go over $1.10, I'm never smoking again. And then, like, 20 years later, she was still smoking, and they were like $5 a pack.
Mork and Mindy. Mork from Mork and Mindy. Yep.
Hustling for life. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're having a great day.
How's it going? We're just going on about all these TV shows.
Well, see, that's because
are they $9 now?
You're in California.
They're not that much over here.
You need to get out of California, get back over here, go over here to Lake Travis, buy yourself a place for like a millionth of what it would cost you for the same place over there in California, because it's freaking crazy ass expensive over there.
Or even outside of Boston, it's still cheaper than being in
right.
Boston.
But he's been looking in the Lake Travis area. That's why I was mentioning it.
Well, never mind. But
just get yourself over here to Texas.
Yeah.
And bring Tom with you.
Isn't it like $4 or $5 over here for cigarettes?
No, they're like $5. Depends on the premium brands are like $6.50. The generic brands are like $5.50 to $6, depending on where you go.
75 cents.
Yeah, like I said, when I started, it was about $1. So
I don't smoke.
Yeah, you vape now.
Nasty. I don't have that.
Vape's expensive too. It's just as expensive to vape as it is to smoke, honestly. At least around here it is.
Yeah, James can't take vaping.
Yeah, my body did not react well to vaping. I vaped for about 2 months, 3 months, and figured out that the health problems I was having was due to the vaping, and I quit vaping and they went away.
Yeah. Gary, Texas.
But remember candy cigarettes. I remember when I was little, we would go. My grandfather owned a little grocery store in Lamesa, Texas.
I remember the candy cigarettes.
That's one of the things I would always get, the candy cigarettes, and
yeah, I'm sure you did.
Then I started smoking a few years later. Of course, my dad smoked.
I got candy cigarettes and never smoked. My dad smokes. My mom didn't. So I either went either way.
Little gums with cartoons for a nickel a piece. Yep.
What are those? What are those?
Bubble Joe.
Chiclets. Remember the chiclets? Those are the little gums too. The chiclet gums that would come in the little packet. And then there was the fun
Cowboy Killers.
The packet where you have that little candy and it has the powder that you eat it. What is that called? Fun something.
The powder in a stick?
Yeah, the stick. There's a stick that's a candy, and then you eat the powder, and it's like powdered candy.
It's like a straw or something.
No, I'm not talking about those.
Oh, I don't know.
It's in a packet, kind of like the bubble gum, kind of like that bubble gum that's in a packet.
No, not Lomita.
I'm talking about?
La Mesa. LAMESA.
Fun Dip. That's right. Fun Dip, Lisa.
Oh, Fun Dips.
Fun Dips. Yes.
Dipping Sticks.
Yes. The dipping sticks, but the ones that he's talking is
I used to smoke those back in the early 90s, and then I couldn't hack them very much.
He's talking about the ones that look like straw that have the powder in them. That's the ones he's talking about. I was
Bazooka Joe, the penny gum.
Bazooka, yep, Bazooka. Mm-hmm. You don't see much of that candy around, but here in Texas, you can still find them sometimes.
Yep.
Pixie Sticks. That's right, Tim.
Pixie Sticks.
I loved Pixie Sticks.
Lick a stick.
But I can't even remember what the stupid gum is called. The one in the factory, like get it. I just remember big at the top of my head now. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Bubble, the one with the packet, the gum, and you stick it in your mouth and it would be like a whole big wad of gum right here.
Big League Chew.
Yeah, Big Chew.
Big League Chew.
Yeah, that's it.
Because that's what the baseball players, I was a market.
Yeah, anyway. I used to like that. Hubba Bubba, yeah.
Hubba Bubba.
We still see that around here, Iris.
And I like the tape gum. It was in a roll and it was in a tape.
They still sell that too.
Yep.
I see that all the time.
They still sell Big League Chew.
Yeah, I see Tim. Yeah, Big League Chew. And then I remember the eat the candy on the necklace.
Yep.
I think they still have those, but I'm not too sure.
Them's was the good old days. Way back when.
Now they have some weird ass candy out here.
Yeah, they got weird stuff. Of course, everybody always says, back in the good old days.
I have seen the fruit stripe gum down here. I actually picked it up. I just don't know where I picked it up from. I think some of the novelty shops carry them.
Yep. I grew up on an old manual cash register. I used to help with my grandfather's grocery store in the summer times and when we were growing up, and we grew up on an old cash register.
Yep.
It didn't tell you what the totals were. You had to actually figure out the math yourself to figure out what their change was and count the money out. It didn't tell you. And now, if they don't have a calculator in their pocket, they can't do nothing.
Right. That's true. Now they're allowed to use calculators in school for tests.
Oh, Melissa. That's nasty. I couldn't stand a red man.
He told me to eat what? What did she say?
Ooh.
Ugh. I'm so glad I didn't do any of that stuff. I was never even interested in cigarettes. Never interested in any of that.
Zebra gum. I don't remember ever seeing. I don't think I had zebra.
Yes, it's zebra gum. It's got a zebra on top, and then when you pick it out, they're like different colors, like green, red. They're different colors, and they have like a fruity taste to them, like Fruity Pebbles is what they remind me of.
Scratch paper and pencil. If you didn't show how you figured out the answer to the math problem, you got it wrong. Even if you had the correct answer, you had to show them on paper how you got there. And if you didn't get there the way they wanted you to, even if you came up with the right solution, you got it wrong.
Yep. And my son, straight A student when it came to math, but never knew
how to get there.
Actually, he did. He just didn't like to do it. And so.
Yeah, they would confiscate our calculators. You would get in trouble for using a calculator. Now, if you don't have one, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why people can't do basic math and stuff. And they're like, oh, well, we have to have our calculator on us at all times. I said, what are you going to do if you're out in the world? You ain't got one. Well, that would never happen. I said, I've had plenty of times I didn't have one.
Well, luckily we had an ice cream truck, so Hunter learned how to do it in his head really fast, how to calculate. So it was beneficial for him both ways.
But then again, I also grew up in the Boy Scouts back when Boy Scouts was Boy Scouts.
Here too.
And we did wilderness survival training, and we did, I would be perfectly fine walking out into the woods with nothing but a pocket knife in my pocket and survive for a week. And these kids today, they can't survive 5 minutes without their dang technology and their cell phones and all their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't know. If they don't know what a rotary phone is, have y'all ever seen that YouTube? Is it a YouTube commercial or that Facebook commercial where they get the rotary phone and they tell the kids to dial up and they're like, well, what are we supposed to do? And they're like, well, I think you're supposed to do this, but they like answer the phone and they're just like, there's nobody on the other side. And they're trying to figure out how to do the rotary. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah, I never did chew. I used to dip Grizzly in Copenhagen, but I never did get into chew. Mm-hmm.
I married somebody who used to chew tobacco.
No, I used to dip tobacco. I never got into chew.
Dip, that's a nasty habit.
But I quit. I quit a long time. I quit. I haven't had a dip.
Gross.
I haven't had a dip since I was married the first time.
Well, that's good because the thought of kissing somebody with dip is gross. Ugh. And then watching them carry around that glass and they're like, yeah, that is so gross.
I don't look too old, but I ain't telling my age. I tell people my age. I'm 45. Well, I will be in about a month.
Shut up. But Melissa, I know you're around our age because you're naming off stuff that I know that was around our time. But you might be younger. You look young. Shot
cola from Pepsi.
I do not.
I remember it. I never tried it, but I remember seeing it.
I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember that. RC Cola, I remember. And Mr. Pibb.
Yep. That's true. That's okay. I'm fixing to cut mine off here in just a few minutes, Kathy.
Oh, Joyce, that's not too old.
I didn't think you were that old. I thought you were younger than that.
Iris.
Iris is 49. We're doxing everybody's ages, y'all.
All right, then
There's Matt. There's Maddie. He's like 15 or something.
Matt. Matt doesn't even know probably.
49 and feel 94.
Well, see, y'all are around our age then.
See, Tim's 53. Y'all aren't that much older than us. Trent's 37. You're another youngster with Gary. I'm really only. Yeah, you look 21, Gary.
I feel 21 sometimes.
You're not 91. You're like 34, Lisa.
Lisa's no, there ain't no way. Lisa's young thing. Michelle.
47. Slightly older.
Okay, then I will tell you.
But
44 at the moment, but next week I will be 45 with James. Or next month I'll be 45 with James. Yeah, I snapped him because he said how old he was, and I've already told y'all we're close in age.
Smack James. Why?
Because I smacked you earlier for having the Copenhagen like that.
I was being nice. I don't know what I said to get me smacked.
You're 21, Cha-Cha.
After the day, I feel 66. You're not 31.
After the day, after he listened to everybody going through everything.
Cha-Cha's still 21, y'all. 21 and going for another 30 years.
Lisa, you're not 50, are you really?
37 going on 18.
I would never have thought that. Never, ever would have guessed that. See, you're a thin thing.
See, I knew that.
Okay, well, James knew that, but you don't look 50, by the way, Lisa.
You know why I knew that?
How?
They did a video on their YouTube channel about it.
Oh, see. I'm
39 and holding if y'all want to believe that. That's good enough for me.
That's good enough.
39 and old, and we ain't going no further. We just going to stay at 39.
I'll stay at 21.
You're not 47, Cha-Cha. You're younger than me. Come on. Y'all stop lying about your age. You're so gorgeous. You don't have to add years, you know.
Right? 50 is the new 30. The Benjamin Button technology. Matt, what is that? What's the Benjamin Button? Is that the show with Benjamin Button that he goes back and he gets older? Is that the one? As
I
he
don't
get
know.
older, he gets younger. One of the with Brad Pitt. Is that the one you're talking about?
I was born in 1975, November.
Who was born in November of 75?
Y'all are too cute. Yeah. Oh, you're a New Year's baby. My mother-in-law, or no, my stepmother. I'm sorry, I keep saying mother-in-law. My stepmother, her birthday is July 31st, New Year's Eve. That's her birthday.
What?
She hates it.
November 31st?
No, December 31st.
December 31st.
She's a New Year's Eve baby. That's December 31st.
Yeah, that's because she can't get double the present.
A lot of people always combine her birthday and Christmas presents. I always give her a separate, this is your Christmas present and this is your birthday present, because I probably won't see you in 4 or 5 days.
I say
And everybody else just gives her one
2020
present and said, here, this is your Christmas / birthday. And we had another friend of ours, Valles, in high school.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was a Christmas baby.
Mhm.
And he hated it because it's the same thing. Everybody would give him birthday / Christmas presents all in one. He never got birthday presents and Christmas presents.
Well, not only James is a year younger, so am I,
1968.
and your baby brother. Because me and him are the same age, except I'm a cougar because I'm older than him by 3 days.
Yep, I married a
Wait,
cougar.
is it 3 days? 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yes.
Yes. I'm older than by 3 days. So I guess you can consider me a cradle robber, cougar, whatever you want to call it. Why in the heck couldn't you have been born before me? Just a tad bit. I've always been older than most of my boyfriends.
No. December 31st. New Year's Eve. But yeah, she's a New Year's Eve baby. And she hates it because everybody wants to tie up her birthday with all the holidays and forget that it's her birthday.
Well, I have to give James credit. Our anniversary is on Valentine's Day. And this last time, he got me a Valentine's present.
See, you're not the only one in the crowd.
He got me a Valentine's present, and he got me a separate present for our anniversary. And she's you're 11 months older than your husband. See, we're cougars. Haha. Well, it's not our fault that they look so handsome. Oh.
So you only have a birthday every 4 years anyway. So you really are only like 20.
She's only like 20.
Because she's only had like 20 birthdays. Because,
And Marie, you share Mother's Day. That ought to be interesting.
So you're a May birthday because you share your birthday with Mother's Day.
Oh, Marie, your anniversary is Valentine's Day too. Interesting.
That's our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, I didn't want him to be able to be like, oh, it's only Valentine's Day.
Well, we got married on Valentine's Day. And yeah, that was a fun day.
I was late to my own wedding.
She was late. We almost lost the justice of the peace that married us because she had a date and her date was waiting in the car and Jessica didn't show up on time.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. I got wedding napped. I wedding napped. I was sitting there waiting on my mom and my sister. Hurry up. Come on, let's go.
But that was fun. We did our whole wedding for under $500. Everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Under $500. And we had a really nice wedding. It was small, it was intimate, but it was a very nice wedding.
Yep.
But it was less than $500. We were strapped for cash at the time. We already knew about Emily at that point.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the night before our wedding, we were in the emergency room because she was pregnant with Emily when we got married. And we were actually in the emergency room the night before our wedding.
With complications already.
And by that point, we already knew about the brain malformation and we already knew about her disability. Yes, because we found out at the end of January.
I thought
we got married in February.
I thought we found out in March.
No, we found out at the end of January. We had just found out like a week, 2 weeks before our wedding. That was part of why we moved up at the wedding instead of waiting.
Well, I suspected something was wrong, but the big diagnosis did not come until March. I know that because I just looked it up on my Facebook wall. It just came up. It was March the 19th, I think. But anyways, I agree with James. We already knew that there were problems. We didn't get married at the courthouse, but the Justice of the Peace did marry us.
Yeah, we got the Justice of the Peace. We actually got married in our scout hut. Our son was in Boy Scouts, and they had
give him the
I was
visual,
the scoutmaster for the Boy Scout trip, and we had a scout hut right on the river in San Marcos, which is just that's where we were living at the time. It's just about 20 miles away from us now, and so we were right there on the river, and it's an old stone building that the Boy Scout troop, that the owner, the chartering organization
had a
owned that building.
Fireplace inside.
Had a fireplace. So
Very
since we had free access to the scout hut, we used that as our wedding venue. It was a really nice scenery.
After we fixed it up,
we fixed it up. We decorated it.
February 14th, and it was cold as heck here in Texas.
Yep. It was a little cool.
So we had the fireplace.
My dad was the chef. We got a great deal at Sam's on a big old batch of sirloin steaks, and we only had like 50, not even 50 people, maybe like 30 or 40 people there. And so my dad cooked steaks and baked potatoes and salad, and he catered the meal for everybody.
And he also cooked chicken because we decided.
And he cooked chicken because there were some people that didn't want red meat.
Yeah, the adults were getting the
steaks, and the kids had
chicken.
But then some of the adults ate chicken because they didn't want red meat. But it wound up being a great, and we actually wound up having steaks left over. So I mean, it was a great deal.
Those steaks were so good. I will never.
Yep. Oh, that's
yeah. So we kind of sort of half catered it ourselves.
So, but yeah, I mean, and the one of our best friends was there. He stood as the best man, and it was a great time. It was a good wedding. It was small. It was simple, which is
very fastly put together.
She was frustrated. She was mad at the time because she wanted the big, huge, ornate in the church.
Well, wedding. I just felt like I was being kind of pushed really fast to, I was kind of upset. I just was like, I want to wait a year. Let's do this in December because that's really the day. I wanted it around Christmas time. I had already had a visual of what I wanted the wedding to look like. Good night, Mom. So, but I felt like I was being pressured by everybody to marry him as soon as possible. That's fine.
Yep.
It is what it is.
So anyway, but that's, kind of some of our story. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. This has been a fun night. I'm glad we had a good chat. Those of y'all that came in later, if you want to know about our auction setup processes and some of the things that we see, the mistakes we made and mistakes we see other people making.
Wait.
Go back and watch the replay.
What about Thursday? So guys, if y'all are not aware, we will not be here Thursday.
Yeah, we will probably not be doing our Thursday live. Emily has a doctor's appointment in Dallas on Friday, so we're going to be leaving Thursday afternoon. We're trying to hook up with Robin while we're going to be in town because we're going up to Dallas. I've already talked to Danica. She's going to be out of town at the same time we're in town. So
we may go live on Sunday, but we're not sure.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as far as when we get back. We're going to be gone at least Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday morning, and then we'll be back home sometime on Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're still going to do some filming and stuff while we're up there. We're going to try to do some content and continue doing some stuff, but I probably won't be doing a live stream. It's part of it too is going to just depend on what time we get settled in, and also how the kids are behaving and what kind of internet connection I have. I won't know if I have a good enough internet connection to live stream from the hotel or not. So if I can, I will probably jump in for a little bit, but we may or may not be able to. So
right.
Anyway, we are going to cut it off for tonight. Thank you guys for showing up. Again, if you're new here, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Share this content out with a friend if you think it's valuable.
Look at our new merchandise.
Check out our merch in the description. We have our Teespring store. We have our Christmas merch up. And it's been a great day. Thank you guys for joining us. And we'll see y'all next time at the Storage Scavenger.
Take care, guys.
Have a great night.